Hello everyone. Thank you for joining today. We are Asian Cloud Community Singapore, and we are part of Microsoft Technical Communities in Singapore, and there are a couple of other communities comes under Asian Cloud Community like .NET and AI community, Azure community. So if you are interested in any one of them, you can see our you can join our Facebook group MS Technical Communities SG, or if you are interested to know means our previous sessions recordings, so we have our YouTube channel which is SG MVP United, so you can join that. And if you are interested to present in any of our community like .NET, Power Apps, or AI, or so we can help you to connect with the MVP groups. And we are for the Azure, we are the few organizers. So if you are interested to present in Azure meetup, so you can contact any one of us, or if you want to present in any other community, we can help you to connect. And this is our few past sessions we have done in past. We have done a couple of really good sessions in last December. We have done some DevOps series. So and after that we have done the API building series, and these are the couple of sessions we have done. So if you are interested to see this previous session recordings, so you can check our playlist as your Singapore sessions. And related to today's session, today is a very unique and interesting session. Add the video and audio comms to your apps in a jiffy by Mayur Tanilekar. About Mayur, he's a legend in community. I was talking to Mayur a few minutes back. He started his journey in 2006 as a student. Means Microsoft student program, and after that he was a part of Microsoft, and a couple of times Microsoft MVP 4 times, and currently he's working with company Diet as a senior customer specialist from India, and he's also organizer for Pune uh, community group, and which is one of the biggest community group in India. And about Mayur, I would say that you can see his website and see the blogs, the way of content. I think it's really great. And so if you want to connect with Mayur, you can connect either, he's quite active on Twitter, and you can contact with him also on LinkedIn. And we have also provided his blog. So after the session, this recording will be available on our YouTube channel, MVP YouTube channel. And so if you are interested, you can go and visit the session again. And also, Mayur have done some couple of sessions in past also with Azure Singapore community. So those sessions are also available in our YouTube channel. And we are also doing one session in September 1. There's a two session happening on best practices in container scanning and security, and adopt it's a Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework. So if you are interested in Docker, Kubernetes, or Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework related topics, so that might be interesting for you. It's happening on September 1, Thursday. So this session is already announced on our meetup.com, so you can just go and see there. Actually, this page used to be our related to sessions, but this session is quite unique and very special. So that's why I didn't put anything. So you can just see our previous sessions, which was happened on related to DevOps. So yeah, and after the recording, I think this will be the first session we'll put on our YouTube channel. So yeah. And we have also done some Chartbuster sessions in past with Donovan Brown and John Saville, and yeah, it's a couple of big guys. So you can see on our YouTube playlist. And the last but not the least, this is our YouTube channel, MVP SG United MVP YouTube channel. So you can go and subscribe there. And there are a few. There is also one session happening in data community. If you are interested, you can check it, because it will be a full day event on August 20th, and there'll be topics related to Power BI, Azure. So if you are interested, you can join there. And before hand over to Mayur, there are a few reminders. Please keep yourself on mute. This session is being recorded. If you have any questions, you can unmute and can ask, or you can put in the chat box. And if you like the session, please help to spread the words on social media. So I will not take much time. I will just hand over to Mayur.
Thanks, Asif. So I am really, feeling privileged because I saw that in related sessions there was nothing, right?
Yeah.
I guess probably this is the first time we are talking about adding audio video communications, right? So I guess this will be fun. This will be fun. So let me share my screen and please confirm once you can see that I'm
And
running slideshow from the beginning.
yeah, I
Can you
can see.
see this?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, probably good morning from wherever you are. And welcome to this presentation at Video Audio Communications or comms to your apps in a jiffy. My name is Mayur Tendulkar. I am working as a struggling juggler. You may wonder what is struggling juggler. Well, I wore different hats before. I was part of Microsoft as a fast track engineer. Before that, I was architect. Before that, I was program manager, evangelist, and then now I am trying my hands on technologies that I have never tried. So I'm kind of like juggling between different things and trying my hands on a couple of new things over here. That's my Twitter handle at Mayur underscore Tendulkar. Uh, Typically, I crib about the traffic in Pune. I am from Pune, by the way. I spent about 18 months in Singapore. I love that city, and I came back for good, and now I am staying in Pune. Kind of made this my native place. So yeah, follow me on Twitter, and we can reach out and we can communicate over there as well. Now, before we start, what actually used to happen is, you might have seen that uh, in Singapore, we used to have this user group meetings. Asif might be knowing this. We met at one of the, I guess, Azure Global Azure Boot Camp or Global Azure Conference that we used to call. So these were in-person events, right? Similarly, we used to host these events in Pune, in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, different parts of the world. The idea was, to meet people, to network, to learn something new, to share our knowledge. So all of this and these communities really, helped us to build our career and uh, also helped us to give back to the community. I got my first job through the community, by the way. So these communities really helped. We reached out to many people, made new friends. That was going very well, and then all of a sudden, pandemic hit. And what happened is, for 2 years there were no in-person meetings, at least in Pune. We couldn't host in-person meetings for almost 2 years. We had our first in-person user group meet for Global Azure Bootcamp on 7th May this year. The last one was the developer conference that we hosted in 2019. So you can see that people started working from home. Nobody was going to the office. Even this is my like small den at home. I got married. Now I have a kid, and now I am uh, working in this small space, just one table and one chair, and now I am delivering a session for a user group in Singapore. Who would have thought about this, right? So uh, all of this is now happening through remotely, right? So everybody, uh, you know, attending meetings remotely, attending classes probably remotely. So this pandemic has changed our lives. Everyone is remote now. Even my mom and my aunt used to meet once in a month. Now they're like, hey, let's do a WhatsApp call, right? Or let's do, a Facebook group call, something that sort of. So these days, everybody is remote and everybody is trying to, communicate through different technologies. Now, before that, because of that, right, everything is online. So one of my friend's kid is attending classes online. My kid is just 14 months old. She barely goes to the daycare, and there is no option for being remote. Daycare is in person. We need to drop her and pick her up. But then, yeah, classes are happening online. Sometimes people are taking consultations, medical consultations online, demoing products, online. For example, when I was in my previous role, I used to demo some cool Microsoft products over Teams call, just like we are having this call going now. So everybody was remote, everyone was remote, attending classes, consulting, demoing products, everything was online, and that require better audio video, or as at that we say video audio collaboration tools. So we need to make sure that with that bandwidth we deliver great quality communication so that message can be reached properly, people can understand what other people are saying and comprehend that, right? So uh, there are different tools already available. Okay, for example, I can just switch to other tool and do this webinar over there. But then the problem is we lose our focus and we had to do a context switching. For example, maybe you are in a Teams and then all of a sudden you had to do a WhatsApp call, right? Or a perfect example, I use Fitbit Watch. It has this premium feature of coaching, right? Similarly, there are these days a lot of gyms and a lot of healthcare providers have provided applications where you can go ahead and subscribe to them, and from the home itself you can attend these classes. But the problem is when it comes to attending the online classes, you have to go to other tools, uh, and the problem is you have to switch the context. So you may be chatting with your coach on WhatsApp and you have to install some other tool for attending that class online. uh, Unfortunately, there is no branding or customization, right? So, for example, in Pune, I am attending a gym. I get that probably it doesn't look like so, but if I am going to a gym online, I am doing some exercise online over here. I have to install the other tool, and there is no branding of that gym over there, right? So I am anyways getting used to the new tool now. So context switching and branding or customization missing is one of the challenge. Now, if suppose you want to build something from scratch, it requires a lot of complicated infrastructure. So if suppose you want to build a tool which can allow communication between two parties or more parties, then it requires a lot of complicated infrastructure. Unless and until you are aware what is WebRTC and how the communication happens, perfect. Otherwise, there is a lot of and there is no fun. I will not get into the intricacies of all these different short forms, acronyms. I will suggest go ahead and do a Bing for this. Yes, we are on a Microsoft user group, so let's say Bing. And it's very difficult to start from scratch. So unless you know JavaScript, unless you know the browser APIs, it's very difficult to start from scratch and build something out of it. There are some existing abstracted libraries available, but there is a huge learning curve, and it takes time to integrate these SDKs, these tools, into the applications. So welcome to Diet. So Diet allows you to host a meeting. How? Let me show you. So this is demo number 1, hosting a meeting. Now you can see here we are switching the context. So let me go to app.diet.io. Let's see, my name is Mayur. This meeting is about Meetup Singapore. And do I want a meeting room? For example, if I am a host, I want Asif to join this meeting. But then before he joins, I want to approve him for this meeting. So I have the option of waiting room. I can also have some presets, some audio transcriptions, and some middleware as well. So let's say I just want to have audio transcriptions at this moment, and let's just start a meeting. And if everything is good, I don't think it will allow my camera because the camera is being used by Teams, and at any point only one camera can be used. Let me just still check. Yeah, it doesn't allow. Let me see if I can switch to this camera. No, it will not allow. Okay, but you can see, let me just unmute myself. So you can see here we are in this meeting. I can just pass on this meeting URL to you and anybody can join this meeting. Now let's do something else. You can also add some streaming effects. For example, you want to have, uh, let's say, background blur kind of an effect when you want, if you want to add some Snapchat like filters to your video, you can do that as well. But if you see, we moved from PowerPoint to this browser, and we went to this particular app.diet.io URL, and now we are here, right? So we had to switch the context, and we are in a different application to host the meeting. This is how you can host the meeting. You have chat interface, you can have polls, you can see the participants, and you can also add plugins. Okay, there is the option of plugins. I will talk about that in a minute. So so this is how you can host a meeting. It's pretty simple. Just go to app.diet.io, or you can build your own. That's what I'm going to show you, and you can start a meeting over there. Now, when I say welcome to Diet, it has multi-platform support. That means you can run it on any browser or any platform. We have SDKs for Flutter, iOS, Kotlin, Swift. We have SDKs for React, Angular, and JavaScript. So irrespective of the platform, you can integrate Diet into your application. It's an SDK which allows you to integrate audio video communications into your applications. It also has collaboration integration. That means I was just talking about plugins, right? You can have plugins integrated into your application. So you can use plugins like Miro, so that 2 people or 3 people can start drawing together, or you can watch YouTube together. So you can have a watch party together, or you can have Trello as a plugin so that you can plan your next product or next sprint over Trello over there. You can do that. And it integrates within minutes. The SDK is easy to set up, it's easy to integrate, and I'm going to show you just that in a minute. Now, how that works? Typically in WebRTC, you have devices communicating to each other. But in our case, what we have done is we have added a server. I personally call it as a Diet boss, which is continuously monitoring these different devices so that you can, as and when required, you can add functionalities, you can monitor the call and all that stuff. So you can add multiple devices, and this Diet boss will allow you to communicate between these different devices. Now, there are different components of Diet. So first of all, we have something called as Diet server, which actually allows you to create a meeting and communicate with different parties. We expose this Diet server through Diet REST APIs. Diet REST APIs are important to create a meeting or add participant to that meeting. On the next slide, I will show you how to use those APIs. And on top of that, we have SDKs. So we have Web Core, Android Core, iOS Core, so that you can integrate it within minutes and you can get started and you can build your application with Diet meetings in a jiffy, literally. So you don't have, we give you bare bones so that you can start integrating immediately. We also have something called as Dev Portal, which allows you to access all of this. So you can see the code samples for these SDKs. You can see your secrets about the REST APIs and all that stuff. On top of this core SDKs, we have something called as UI Kit. So if you want to provide your own branding, if you want to customize the look and feel of your meeting, you can do that as well. Now, this is how you integrate Diet into your application. That's pretty simple. You just add the Diet package. So if you are using React, you will use the React Web Core. If you are using Flutter, probably you will use Android Core. And then you initialize the Diet meeting using the auth token and room name. Where to get this auto current room name, I will show you in a minute. And once you initialize the meeting, you have the meeting object. So you can play around with that. You can start the meeting immediately, or if you want a customization, you can customize that as well. So first step, let's go ahead and see what is there in the Diet developer portal and Diet account. So here I am. And let me, okay, this meeting is still going on. Let me leave this meeting. Let me open up another tab, and let's say diet.io. So I'm here, and let's say I'm going to say try it for free. I'm registering for the first time. Let's say the name is Mayur Tendulkar, my 10 plus, let's say MSSUG. I'm going to use that alias at diet.io. And let me give a password over here. And let's say sign up. So it has sent a verification link. So let me just go to my other laptop and just verify. Received that email yet? Correct. Let me just open the other instance where I already have account open. Sorry, diet.io. Let's say login. And here I am already registered and I'm in this developer portal. Now you can see that here we have quick start. You can see the different sample apps. So you can click on that and you can go to the sample app and download. It's on the GitHub, so you can download and start using that application. On the dashboard, you can see your bill, your consumption about the diet meetings. We charge you on per minute basis. So you will see all these details over here. You can see your different meetings over here. So you can see that just today morning, I created this meeting. You can see all the logs. You can have webhooks. So if suppose somebody joins a meeting, somebody leaves a meeting, you can, perform some action on top of it. You can also create roles and presets. So for example, let's say I'm creating a new preset. And what I'm going to do is, let's say whenever this is a group call, I want to have these controls for host. For example, the host should be able to pick the participants, mute audio, video, pin a particular participant. So if suppose there are 10 participants presenting, I want to pin a particular participant on the screen, right? Trigger a recording, update participant preset, something that sort of. I can also hide the participant list. And I can do all this custom selection, and I can store these presets, and I can have as many presets as I want. And within the same meeting, I can have participants with different presets. Now, maximum people, I say that 9 people on the screen. And let's say for colors, I want something like orange. And let's say secondary color needs to be purple. I'm just playing around. I'm not a UX guy, so I'm just playing around with this. But then, yeah, you can pick up your colors. And I can also have a theme. So let's say I want to provide a logo over here. So let's say this is Microsoft logo. So let's go to the images. And what I will do is I will just copy this image link and I can pass it on over here. And you can see how the logo looks like over here. So you can add your own branding. So if suppose, think of it like a Skype, right? Skype has a unique blue color theme everywhere. Similarly, you can have your own color theme, your logos everywhere in this meeting. And then you can save this. Let's say this is Microsoft 2. Okay, and exit. So we have this presets over here. Now I can create a meeting and say that this meeting is for MSS UG, and I'm going to use the Microsoft 2 preset that we just created. Create a meeting, join a meeting, and you will see that we join this meeting over here with this color theme, right? I can pass on this URL to you and you will be able to join this meeting as well. That's pretty much doable and almost everything is here, right? Now, this is what you can do from the developer portal. You can have your own meetings, but there is much more to this. So let me close this meeting and let's go back to our presentation. So to show you in the presentation, so we have different configurations. So you can have, you can have configurations about audio, video, chat, polls. You can customize the look and feel through colors. You can add your own branding. You can have plugins for your meetings. So these are the roles and presets that you create on the developer portal and you assign it to the meetings. Now, the second step, this is still we are getting to the customization. So first we saw that at this moment we have to go out of the context and create a meeting. Second, we are looking at how we can have application with our own branding and look and feel, so that at least we maintain that uh, familiarity with the application. However, still we have to switch between the contexts, switch between the applications. Now let's see how we can integrate this entire functionality into application itself. For that, let's have the primer for Diet REST APIs. So at this moment, we have two versions of the REST APIs. In version 1, you can create a meeting, you can add participants, update meeting, start, stop recordings, and there are webhooks. In version 2, you can get active sessions, you can kick or mute participants, and there are much more. There are like many things that you can do. So what I have done is I have created this Postman collection. Now, to call these APIs, first of all, what you need is a couple of secrets. So here we have API keys in the Diet Developer Portal, and you can see we have something called as organization ID, the API key, and the base URL. What I have done is I have created this Postman collection, and if I go over here and environments and globals, you can see that I have my details copy pasted over here. Okay, now let's go to the collections, meetings, and let's create a meeting. And I'm going to call this meeting as MSS UG. Let's call it that MSS. And I'm saying waiting room is false. Okay, and that means anybody can join this meeting. So this is what we have, a room name, right? So let me copy this. Now, once we have the room name, what we want to do is we want to add a participant to this meeting. So let's say add participant, and let's say this is Mayur. Okay, so I'm adding, let's say Asif for this. If is joining this call, and let's say he is going to be a host for this meeting. Send, and we get this auth token. So we have room name and we have auth token. Now what we can do with this? So here I have a React.js application. So in the React.js application, this is pretty simple application that I have built. If I go to the source, if I go to the components in the welcome screen, it just asks for room name and auth token, and it stores these values in the location field. And then in the meeting, you can see that I'm creating or initializing a Diet meeting client, and that's it. I'm not doing any customization as such. Now let's go to the terminal and say npm start. If everything is good, everything is right, correct, this will open up server over here. Now it asks for room name. So the room name is this. And that participant, this is the hot token. The join meeting. And if all is good, we should be able to join this meeting. You can see Asif is joining. I cannot use camera at this moment because Teams is using my camera, but you can see it is that MSSUG, right? But still, the look and feel and everything is same. Now, let's say you want to change these things, right? So what we have done is we already have a sample of Angular. So in Angular, what we will do is we will use the same data, which is the auth token, and let's do one thing. Let me add Mayur to this, and Mayur is just going to be a participant. Send. Okay. User added. Let's see if this works. So I am adding this auth token over here, and we also require the meeting room name. This room name over here. Let me save this, open a new terminal, npm start. This is Angular, by the way. I'm not an expert on Angular, but we have this sample created with custom UI. If all is good, let's see how it looks like. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, do type it in the chat box. We are about to, cover up this session. So about to, finish this session. So once this is over, I will address all these questions. So if this is good, yeah, it's running on 4200. Copy this. Yeah, it is running over here. So let me say that build your own UI. And I'm joining this meeting. And you can see Mayur is here and Asif is here. And if I go over here, Mayuri is here and Asif here. Let me do one thing. Let me switch off the camera over here and see if I get access. Yep. So I have my camera running over here, right? You can see that. So this is how it is. And at this moment it is blocked. But yeah, I guess you are the point. So you can see on the right hand side, we have this customization. So we have video. So this is coming from Asif, by the way. Okay. So we can turn off the camera. So here the camera is off. I can turn on the camera over here. So it should appear for Mayur, right? You can customize all of this. You can see there is no chat component, there is no poll component, right? So everything that you see on the screen is customizable. You can customize everything. The logo, the participant tile. We have something called as special design language. Let me just go to the Diet docs so that you will understand how actually it .io. Yep. Sorry. Let's say React UI Kit, and if you say the atomic design. So we have atoms, molecules, and the entire design system. So you can go ahead and customize everything, even the buttons, the tooltip, the emojis. You can customize and update it over here. These samples are available online on GitHub. I will share the link after this session. Let's go back to the presentation. So I just showed you the Diet REST APIs. And I also showed you how you can create the bare minimum Diet meeting And I also showed you how you can customize the diet meeting using UIKit. So it's possible. So to show you the code, here, if I go to the custom elements, you can see how this meeting is created in Angular. So once you create the meeting, you can have that participant audio, that notification, all of these like separated out so that you can go ahead and customize it. So that participant tile, how you want to showcase it, right? Or let's say if you want to have a different logo, you can do that. Okay, meeting title, how do you want to showcase the indicator, all that stuff you can go ahead and customize. And this customization you can do in each platform, be it web, be it mobile. It's very much possible. Now going back to the presentation, Diet loves Microsoft Azure. So this is Microsoft community. So definitely we want to know how Diet can be used on Microsoft Azure. So first of all, you can integrate Diet into your into your application, Diet SDK into your applications, and you can host it on virtual machines, in web applications, in container apps, or in Azure Kubernetes services as well. You can also use speech to text engine in Diet meeting. So Azure has Azure Cognitive Services, and you can integrate cognitive services using Streams API. And whenever we are speaking, you can get the speech, now, transcribed or translated into text, and you can showcase it on the screen. We also have storage for Diet meeting artifacts. For example, if there are files in the chat, there are meeting recordings, all that information you can store on the blob storage. And at the end, you can automate different meetings or around meetings using Azure Function and Azure Logic App. For example, if a participant is added, you want to perform some actions. If participant is left, as leaving the meeting, you want to do some actions, right? You can do that as well. So that's pretty much I wanted to cover. We have this short link created for you, bit.ly try-diet. If you have any questions, do let me know. Do let me know the feedback, and happy to help. Yes.
Thank you, Mayur. Thank you for one wonderful session. You guys, if you have any, I think there is one question. Can we integrate with Power Apps? I think you have already answered related to that.
So we have SDK. You can integrate that SDK into HTML components. I have personally built an SDK for, let me just close the screen. I have personally built an SDK for a plugin for Bubble. Bubble is just like, Power Apps, which is a low code, no code platform. So you can integrate Diet into Bubble Apps. Similarly, you should be able to integrate Diet into Power Apps as well. If you have any specific requirement and if you need any help, I'm happy to collaborate with you and build something on top of that. Yeah.
Thanks, Mayur. You guys, if you have any further questions, you can ask. Or maybe I have one question here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's relevant to that. How it's different from the existing the like Microsoft Teams and Zoom, because Zoom also have the integration with the Microsoft Skype and such things, so Marketplace. So how it's it's different and more value added in terms of by going to Zoom or Microsoft Teams.
So I will talk about Teams specifically.
Yeah.
So as you have brought this up, so if you see, we are delivering this webinar through Teams, right? But then there is no branding. It's all Microsoft.
Yeah.
So when you had this PowerPoint deck, when you started this presentation, you had your MSSUG logo, MVPs, SJ MVPs United logo, right? All that stuff. It's nowhere here, right?
Yeah.
And if suppose you have a website, let's say tomorrow you go ahead and create a mssug.com website, and you are like, hey, I want to host meetings over there. So if you are using Teams, you have to tell your users, hey, download, log in, and attend. But if you are using that SDK within that website, you can have the webinars or uh, meetings going on, and you can use your own authentication mechanism.
Yeah.
Don't need Hotmail or work or school account. You can do your own customizations on top of it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I like about how we can integrate with the React application, and even with the API integration, it's possible to integrate with any application. That's a nice
Yep,
feature.
yep.
Thank you, Mayur, for your wonderful session, and I think it was quite unique, and hope everyone have gone benefited with this. So if you guys have any further questions, you can ask, or yeah, otherwise I will end this session. And we have upcoming session on 1st of September. If you are interested related to topic of Docker container Kubernetes, so you can join there, and it's already announced on our meetup.com. And thank you again, Mayur, for your wonderful session and for presenting in Azure Singapore community.
Thank you for hosting me, Asif. It's a
This
pleasure.
session will be available on our YouTube channel by this weekend. So if you guys have anything, you can reach out to Mayur on Twitter or LinkedIn. If you are not able to, just let us know. We'll have to connect. Yeah.
I will just paste my